Hello, happy Thursday. Thanks for stopping in and spending a few minutes with me today. Today's topic is something that's been on my mind quite a bit, so much so that I'm planning to cover a book about the topic in an upcoming Sunday book review. And the book is, I read a book about 20 years ago called The Art of Saying Thank You, and it had a profound effect on me. It's so connected with me how I need to do a better job of thanking people, and I'm really really bad at it. So it's time for me to read that book again as soon as I can find it. It's not in print any longer, so I can't order it. As soon as I find my copy, I'll share it with you on Sunday. In the meantime, I want to share an article from Inman from today, and the name of the article is "The Agent's Guide to Creating Handwritten Notes." And it is a fantastic article written by Christy Murdock, and she does a great job. She does a wonderful job setting up the topic and explaining the power of handwritten notes, kind of the history of them, why they impact people, and then how you should approach it. And then she gives you really good tips and action points on how to execute if you want to start writing handwritten notes. And for me, that really goes hand in glove with one of our topics here, which is how to beat AI, how to beat giant call centers, how to beat these huge tech-enabled platforms. And we keep saying the way to beat them is to be more human. The more you can be more human, the better, a bigger advantage you have against those entities. And they're all good at what they do, but we have to figure out how to beat them. And we can beat them by being more human. And there's nothing more human than a handwritten note when it's done well, right? AI is not gonna today cannot send a heartfelt, handwritten note. Now in the future it might, but today it can't. Now you might use AI to help you write the handwritten note, but it can't fully execute on its own today, but you can. And so I want to talk about this article a little bit. I shared a link in my notes below. I did an extensive LinkedIn post on it today, which I'll explain at the end. But here's what Christy says. She has 4 different kind of sections in this article on what to pay attention to and why. And she starts off the article by saying, look, don't do handwritten notes because it's a task on your daily calendar or it's a to-do. Do handwritten notes because you want to connect with a human and you want to show gratitude or thanks or have a deeper connection or carry the relationship forward. That's why you should do it. And then she goes on, look, she puts in here, look, why do handwritten notes matter? And I am going to check out my notes and I'm going to tell you. So she goes, why do handwritten notes matter? And she has 4 things. 1, personal touch. Handwritten notes convey thoughtfulness and individuality, helping agents and loan officers build stronger relationships with clients, referral partners, and colleagues. 2, it has improved client satisfaction. A personalized note reassures clients that they're more than just a transaction, enhancing their overall experience. And lastly, under why handwritten notes matter is it creates increased referrals. Handwritten notes oftentimes have a lasting physical presence, keeping you top of mind and leading to more referrals over time. Isn't that true? How many of us have like a birthday card, anniversary card, thank you card, just thinking of you card sitting on our desk or our bookshelf or possibly our bedstand, and it's years old? And so every time we see it, it reminds us of the sender, The types of handwritten notes to consider sending: first, a thank you note, which expresses gratitude for business referrals or even friendships. Follow-up notes reinforces a positive first impression or any time after a meeting or appointment. Those people that do that. Some people I meet with, they send me a handwritten thank you note every single time, and every single time I appreciate it. It really doesn't matter. When we get a handwritten note, I don't know about you, but I always get a really warm feeling about the person who sends it to me, and I always have a deep respect for people that are good at handwritten notes. My wife, Belinda, is great with handwritten notes. She writes wonderful notes, and she's generous with them, and she does it quite a bit. I've had referral partners in the past, male and female, that were really disciplined, really good about sending handwritten notes. And every time I received them, like I said, I'd have a warm feeling and my respect for them would grow. So just checking the other types of notes to consider writing are just checking in notes, which is their purpose to rekindle relationships, to reconnect, to celebrate life updates by reaching out with any explicit agenda. And then, of course, holiday greetings, they stand out, and we're definitely in that season. So now, tips for writing practical notes is what Christy says. First, keep it concise. Your note is not meant to be a deep conversation. It's meant to be a thoughtful touch point or starting point, an invitation, a connection. So, with a handwritten note, that's different than you wrote somebody a personal letter. Just a handwritten note quick in, quick out. Second, be personal. Reference specific details about the recipient or about your relationship or about the transaction. Anchor it to something. Third, be mindful of your materials. Use quality stationery pens to convey professionalism and care. For those of you that are in Buffini, it was wonderful using his cards. This is how come I know it's bad. I'd get 50 of those cards every month, and after a year, I'd have 500 of them backed up on my desk. But for a couple decades, I kept those Buffini cards on my desk with the intention of doing 10 every day, and I need to go back to doing that. And then lastly, on tips for writing practical notes, maintain your grammar standards. She says double check for spelling and grammar errors to ensure clarity. Now, what I do when I write a handwritten note, I don't know if this takes away some of the authenticity, but I actually type it out on a Word document so I can spell check and grammar check. I am really poor at handwriting. I'm not that great at spelling, and so that helps me, write a better note. That's what I do. Maybe it was short and concise. You don't have to do that. Just a suggestion. Now, how to make handwritten notes a regular habit? First, time block it. Dedicate time. Set time weekly or daily when you're going to write a handwritten note. Some people do it the last thing they do before they leave the office. Some people do it the last thing before they go to bed. Some people do it the first thing when they get up, right? So just figure out when you're going to time block that. Use your CRM to help trigger events that you should be, connecting with your past clients or friends or family. Whether it's a closed deal or whether it's a birthday or an anniversary, you let your CRM kind of trigger that for you. Follow up, combine digital outreach with a handwritten note. Like you might send somebody, property report, and then shoot them a handwritten note. Hey, sent your property report. I'm so excited about going down this journey of buying a house with you. Really simple, right? And then encourage your teams, create an environment, create a culture where handwritten notes are part of the culture of your team. Encourage your team to have the same disciplines, the same practices as you around handwritten notes. So that is the article from Christy. Now, I did an extensive write-up on this in LinkedIn, and check out my LinkedIn if you don't check it out. It's funny because more people watch video than they check out LinkedIn, but I do most of my work on LinkedIn. And today I posted a full-size post on this article because the article might be behind a firewall, and you may or may not be able to access it. And so I wanted to give you all the details. I didn't have the eloquence that she did about explaining the history and the why and all that, but I did capture every one of her bullet points if you want to check it out. Like I said, there's a link below to her article. You can go to my LinkedIn. There's a link to the article there too. With that, I hope this resonates with you. It seems like a good holiday message. It seems like a positive message for today. Hope you're having a great week. Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.